Champions on me. Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3. Champions. Get down the
And a pleasant good evening, everybody. We welcome you from Buzz Inn Steakhouse, 9910 Evergreen Way, here in South Everett. This is the Washington Wolfpack Coaches Show. Alongside for the ride, the boss dog, head coach J.R. Wells. I'm J.J. Jensen, and we've got sponsors and lots of information. Lots of information to pass along to you. Good evening, Coach. How you doing, sir?
Man, I'm blessed and alive, baby. Ready to rock and roll.
We got lots.
Real quick, happy cake day to my daughter.
Happy cake day.
Yeah, she just turned 13 today.
Oh, bless her.
Rocking and rolling, absolutely. Grow like a weed, blink of an eye now. They driving cars and doing the most.
Absolutely. Opening game last Sunday at Angel, the Winds Arena. Pretty sizable crowd on hand. It was the Cascade Clash, the first of 4 meetings with the Oregon Lightning, a tough loss, 33-16.
Yeah, man, the score really doesn't justify what happened, but, yeah, they got that first W, you know what I'm saying, and it is what it is. And, at the same time, in the between time, I always say Coach Jones is always going to have him a team put together. They're always going to come in and compete. They're always going to do what they should be doing, which is looking to walk out with a dub. And unfortunate for us, in our home opener, 2026, they walked away with one.
Your squad, you start out the opening drive, able to get 4 plays, ended up with 10 yards, turning it over on downs to Oregon and for the Oregon Lightning. First play from scrimmage, Dalton Cole, the quarterback, went back to pass, and he thought he saw an opening, but it got shut down. Ball got punched out, and ended up the fumble recovered by the Pack and taking it to the crib for 6.
Yeah, sometimes you think you see what you thought you saw, and you didn't see what you thought you saw, and what it was our trench gang, and we came in there, and, again, we talk about this a lot. Our defense is stingy. They're stingy. They fly around, and they will punch you in the mouth, and that's what happened.
Then Evan Bird got the PAT. Kick was good, and off to a 7-0 lead.
Yeah, love having him in, man. Again, this is one of those things that, we've talked about, going up into this point to start the season. We have a brand new Washington Wolfpack football team, and there's different pieces and parts that are going to make this a very special year. And I've said it, and I'll continue to say it. This is going to be a very incredible and exciting year. Of course, having that special teams kicker like Big Bird, who has a powerful leg, almost at the deuce as well.
Yes, sir. He's got great range. He demonstrated that. He demonstrated that throughout the game. Second possession for Oregon. It was a one-play, 21-yard touchdown strike from Cole. From Cole to Chris Lewis.
Yeah,
that's a deadly combination.
It is, man. Chris Lewis is a beast in the game. He's experienced. He understands angles. He knows how to set up his routes. He's really smooth with the things that he does. I mean, he's an exceptional athlete. And, Dalton Cole, I mean, he's a beast, just a savage, as throwing a rock. And, of course, it's just like, just an alley-oop to him and nice little touchdown. Actually, it was a one-handed grab.
Second possession for the Wolfpack. 4 plays, 6 yards, an Oregon penalty in a second down situation. Gave your club an opportunity. Vincent Espinosa was your starting quarterback, and then Andre Hendricks got shut down behind the line of scrimmage. So Oregon's defense was really penetrating, really causing havoc down in the trenches.
Yep, they really were. It was tough, man. It's again, Oregon, Coach Jones is always going to bring a really good, solid team, and we expect nothing but the best from Oregon and Coach Jones. Mad respect to him and his club, for coming in and getting that W.
Couple subsequent possessions for the Wolfpack, and end up. You made the change to go to Adam Cruz. He's been a stalwart in this game. He's a timer indeed, well experienced. Last year he played 8 games with a broken hand, and which was remarkable to say the least, to be able to accomplish, to get through that feat in the season. And in 2026, he was starting to really make connections with the receivers.
Yeah, the identity for the offense is relentless, selfless, and explosive, and we showed two of the three. And watching the film, there's a lot of explosiveness that's due, and yep.
It's it's about that time to where this week it is a bye week for the Wolfpack before going cross country, heading over to Smoky Mountain Country, over not too far from Nashville, Tennessee, in Clarksville. And I wish I was on that last train to Clarksville. That's an old Monkees hit from the 60s. Our coverage here at the Washington Wolfpack Coaches Show proudly brought to you by Tulalip Resort and Casino. Tonight it's brought to you by Tulalip Resort Casino. We'll say the doggone words. Washington Wolfpack would like to thank them for their valued partnership and inaugural members of our Ring of Honor. Tulalip Resort Casino has truly stepped up to back the pack. And Tulalip Resort Casino, 3 casinos, endless fun, where you got the best. When you want it, you get the best of everything at Tulalip Casino Resort. Also brought to you by our host, Buzz Inn Steakhouse. 11 locations throughout Washington State, 9 here in Snohomish County, including our main location, our main spot, 9910 Evergreen Way. And they have 2 locations east of the mountains in Wenatchee and in Ellensburg. And when it's time to eat, we don't miss. You get real food. You get real portions. I ordered the tsunami for brunch, if you will. I only got halfway through it. Normally, I knock the whole thing out. It's that gargantuan. I mean, it took 2 sittings to knock that out. Buzz Inn Steakhouse. Log in to buzzinsteakhouse.com, and that's where the pack eats. Now, going into the second quarter, it was tough for the pack to get anything on, going, get anything on the scoreboard, and it took up to the third quarter to finally break through on that.
Yeah, man, it's it was a very unfortunate and frustrating sight to see as the home opener, because in training, in camp, and all the things that we've done, the product that we ended up showcasing was nothing of what we have seen during training camp and the first week going into the game. And again, I'll just give that true testament to Oregon for coming out and playing good football on defense, and making it tough for the quarterbacks to complete a ball.
There were a couple of special team plays that kind of snake bit the situation, where Oregon was able to recover, fumble a ball, bouncing off, doinking off the metal, and going over the return man and right into the hands of a Lightning player with open paws.
Yeah, that's the way the arena football game works. It's a bar ball. They have a great kicker, from Clemson. He did his job, and when you have a kicker like ours, Evan Big Bird, we're going to be able to get the fruits of those labors as well, and he was extremely close for a couple of bar balls. But, again, the tide turned for Oregon in a matchup of 4, this being the first one. So, kudos to them for, getting that one out there. A testament to our defense for being able to keep us in the game all night long. Obviously the first half was all Oregon on both sides, on all 3 aspects of the game, and that changed real quick in the second half.
When you started Espinosa, then made the change to Cruz.
Yeah.
Espinosa, he ran the ball a number of times. He ran one time for 3 yards, and then went 3 of 9 passing for 5. He just didn't seem to be in balance, if you will. He was having a few challenges of his own.
Yeah, it happens sometimes. The greatest always have a off day kind of deal. And we'll just obviously get back to the drawing board. We watched film yesterday. We know the possibilities of the offense that we have, the weapons that are available to us. And, we're definitely preparing ourselves for this upcoming week.
In this
next
ball,
week.
and then in this ball game, it was clearly a tale of two halves. You're able to shut down Oregon in the second half and get points on the board. Well, on a number of drives, got snake bit, ended up turning the ball over on downs in crucial situations when your squad had an opportunity to get on the board.
Yeah, again, it's one of those things that, just as the head coach, just evaluating player personnel, the most important thing is it's really early in the season. It's only week one, and we finally had an opportunity to get into the arena, and work on some spacing and throw in the guys. Obviously that's no excuse for not putting any points up on the board. Offensively, again, defensively, it was one of those ones that was a reminder to the league that Oregon put up some points in the first half, and then in that second half they did absolutely nothing besides get wrecked. And we're really excited about the opportunities that this defense is going to have, the amount of games and turns that we get to take on Oregon.
And the defense were stalwart all four quarters, especially applying the pressure coming out of the locker room in the second half and shutting down the Oregon Lightning.
Yeah, and again, a testament to them and the work that they have put in up until this point. Just shows that, they have been working extremely hard to be able to fire off that long. Unfortunate for our offense that continued to put them on the field, in bad situations on the plus 15 or closer to the zone, and then our defense coming out there getting picks or fumbles or like 11 play drives into stops, just continue to show their dominance is, again, a testament to some exciting things to come.
And on the defensive side of the ball, Micaiah Lee and Javier Edwards with 5 tackles, 3 tackles each for Dante Reed. And Jadarius Bird picked up 2. Taiwan Buckley with 2. Byron Edwards with 2 in the mix. Just everybody just keeping the nose to the grindstone and getting after it, play after play after play. And a couple of fortunate opportunities had come up from that tenacity.
Yeah, again, when the lights come on, we talk about putting good film on tape. Just a reminder, to everyone out there, like the players that are out here for the Washington Wolfpack are bought in. There's no buying our players. There's no, malicious conversations to our players that you want to take them kind of deal. This is what we have built. We've built a strong program, and, we're going to showcase that. I've said it. I've been on the news. I've said it. Been in the paper. I've said it. I'm going to sit right here in front of you guys and say it. This is a different Washington Wolfpack, and we're going to do some extremely exciting things. We have heard the news from that game. Yes, we took the lesson in our first game, but it was obvious that there is a different football team on the field.
More of our proud sponsors and supporters for the Washington Wolfpack Coaches Show. At Fairway, all roads lead home, whether you're looking to purchase your first home or your fifth. Fairway's David Healy has the financial tools and expertise to help make your dream home a reality. Visit DavidHaleyMortgage.com. Also, R&L Windows providing high-quality window replacements right here in Everett, serving Everett and all throughout Snohomish County. Upgrade your home with energy-efficient windows that improve comfort, style, and most of all, value. R&L Windows, a smart investment for your home. And the great folks at Unique Brewing Company, locally owned craft brewery and tap room, located right here in South Everett. It's a stone's throw away over at the Everett Mall. They offer 32 taps of in-house made beers and seltzers, along with other local ciders, wines, and sodas. And they are family-friendly, well-behaved pets are most certainly welcome. Got to bring the fur babies in there. Spread the love and share share the wealth. Come and get your signature Wolfpack IPA on tap now at Unique Brewing Company. Now, going into this bye week, players get a chance to rest up a little bit and get prepared for the Nashville Kats in week 3.
Yeah.
So you'll be on the bye week this week. You'll be able to scout their game, obviously remotely from the games that will be presented on Home Team Network HTN as well. Also on Vice, but all of the games will be streamed on Home Team Live, and follow. Go to theaf1.com. Go to the website at the league's website at theaf1.com. They'll have the direct links, start times. You can also save any and all particular games for archive for review should you decide to do so, and the response was quite good throughout the league for week 1.
Yeah, no, again, that's a testament to the ownership in building this program. What we talked about a few weeks ago, and these coming times is you got Jeff and Jerry and Gary, some amazing people that want a great product, and that starts from the top, and you see what we're doing. The broadcast is absolutely amazing, and it's only going to get greater. They just love to do things the right way. Slow and steady is what wins the race, and that's why the AF1 is the top premier arena football program across the world.
Indoor football's premier tier. It is here. It is the AF1. Get your scores, stories, stats, and so much more. Get the lay of the land with all 9 teams in the Arena Football 1. That's THEAF1.com. A unique component to Arena Football is that if you could put you could put a kickoff through the uprights. You score 2 points. It's they call it dropping a deuce. That's exactly what it is. You score 2 points. Now this year, dropping a deuce is sponsored by Alpine Plumbing, because when you drop a deuce at home, you want it to flush away. Be gone. Alpine Plumbing is on call to make sure that happens. Residential plumbing problems, large and small, or new plumbing projects. Call on the pros. Trust Alpine Plumbing. So what is on tap for training this week before you're going to be able to see Nashville to get the game plan together over at M&T Arena in Clarksville?
Yeah, as always, right, it's assess the fundamentals, alignment, assignment, doing the right things. Obviously, you look at what's on film, because as we know, film don't lie. And so really breaking down the film, making the proper adjustments, and, again, doing what a coach should be doing, evaluating your players, your resources, and making sure that we are completely dialed in, because, again, you're going into Clarksville against a Hall of Fame coach, a great program, great fan base, and an away team, so you have to be properly prepared. We have the 24-hour flush, get Oregon up out of there, let that game go. Obviously understanding what happened in there, the goods, the bads, the uglies, and the indifference, and now take that and properly prepare for a very well-ran organization.
And you'll be seeing Oregon in the season from game 1. There'll be a total of 4 games, 2 here at home at Angel the Winds Arena, 2 on the road at First Interstate Bank Arena in Redmond, Oregon, just north of Bend. And matchup number 2 of the Cascade Clash will be week number 6. So that's going to be a month away for Game 5 in order to get primed and ready when that time comes. In the meantime, it's focusing on the task at hand, sharpening the tools, and preparing for Nashville in about a week and about 9 days' time.
Yeah, no, we're really excited about getting back on the field, and again, just showcasing this new and improved, revamped Washington Wolfpack. We had a glimpse of what it was. There was a lot of missed opportunities, on Sunday. And, there's no ifs, ands, buts about it. We just missed those opportunities. And by missing those opportunities, you walk away with the L. And, we're just ready to put this together and showcase what we really have.
and L is for
Lesson.
learning. It is a lesson. It is learning. It is a process, and you never focus on the end result. You always work on the process.
Yeah, and again, we've talked about the lessons and the L's and the blah 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 blah, whatever. Like, we're past that. We have something special. I've said it, and I mean it. Like, I know. I'm the damn coach.
Right.
I see it at training. I know what's happening. I'm not just a guy sitting here with a voice just running like I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Like, I know what's happening. I know we have something exciting, and it's going to happen. I mean, our Seahawks, they lost 3 games, and then the first time they lost, it was like, oh, here are these Seahawks, and blah, and they ended up winning the Super Bowl. We feel like we have a dominant program that can and will win a championship.
Let's look at basically the last few days, flushing out from Sunday and having the team gather off the field in a variety of functions, and we attended a function.
That was dope.
Oh, wasn't that fun?
Come on, man.
Hey,
the
that was
bond
a good
here
time.
is crazy, man. The buy-in, the bond, the relationships. Like, man, it's just we got something scary here.
Yeah, we did a little bit of bowling on Monday
this
night.
Guy
It was
right here, bro. This PBA All-Star, All-American.
I wish.
You're out there busting them down, man.
Yeah, but
don't get on the lanes with this guy unless you want to take a lesson.
But here's the thing, though. And I don't use this as an excuse. The lanes, they were quite a bit tricky because there was a lot of open play in 2 previous days. But you, sir, you actually had the high score of the bunch to everybody throughout the night.
I did,
and you got a pretty good stroke.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's like he has a thumbless release. He just puts his fingers in and rolls his off and rolls it right off. Yeah. And it's like we're gonna put Humpty Dumpty together and
appreciate it.
I'll be like Clarence Carter. You be stroking.
Come on now,
but it was just to be able to have the time and the vibe for everybody to be loose, carry about, carry on, have a good time, and put the mind at ease. It's like put stuff in park for a few days and just be out there and be yourself.
Well, here's the thing
with the squad.
We said it going into this game. With Oregon, we're either going to get drug or we're going to drag. We didn't get drug. I mean, of course, as offense, we didn't score, which is unfortunate. Plenty of missed opportunities. One of the best receivers in the league, dropping a wide open touchdown at the very end. It just kind of told you what the game was going like. Like, he's never going to drop any balls like that ever again, kind of deal. But it was just one of those games that was like, oh my God, the jitters or whatever the case was. Once the wheels get turning, it's all bad. So what I didn't want was for our program to soak in this L. Like, oh my God, we lost our first game. This is whooshing in. They're always going to lose and blah. They're never going to win and blah 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 blah.
And
blah.
simply just don't dwell on it. Just let it go.
Because here's the thing, right? Say we would have won that first game and you just feel yourself and then you go into Nashville and you get beat. Now the narrative is, well, you can only beat Oregon. You're like, which one is it? Oregon's beating other teams, then we beat Oregon. It's like, well, you can't beat anybody else. And so now what happens? We go to Nashville and we beat them. Like, nobody cares about any of the win-loss. And they're like, well, shit, coach, you should because your record sucks. It's how are we getting better?
What's the quality?
Are you getting better? Is your program getting better? Are the men getting better? Is the product looking better? Are we going to turn into a championship program? Yes, we are going to turn into a championship program, and we have a championship program, and we are going to continue showcasing that slow and steady because that's what wins the race. Yes. And we're going to focus on this bye week, rest, recovery, get our guys right and our pieces together because there's only a few small little loose screws that are happening, and you've seen that on Sunday, and now it's focusing on the big task at hand, which is going to work on knocking off one of the top threes.
More of our proud sponsors and supporters of the Washington Wolfpack and the Coaches Show. Threshing Floor Athletics, where athletes are built from the inside out. First ever linebacker exclusive camp in the Pacific Northwest, and they're focused developing incredible people first and elite performance second. Their motto says it all. Thresh it out, isolate, elevate, and excellence.
Yeah, that's a great program that's going on. One of our previous coaches, man, he is a solid dude. He knows his game. He's been around for a long time. That's you got a linebacker, get on over there for sure.
Also brought to you by Sam's Cats and Dogs. It's your local family-owned pet food and supply store. Locations in Everett, Monroe, and in northeast Snohomish County over in Redmond. They make life better for both ends of the leash. Stop by their booth at the arena during home games to learn more and grab some tasty sample morsels for your pet. That's Sam's Cats and Dogs. You have animals, right?
I'm a dog, boy.
You're a dog. That's by default.
Already.
I'm a bird man myself,
Okay.
Family going great. Everybody's been really getting in that mode again.
Yeah, so let me put you on the spot. I mean, you've been around the program the last 2 years.
Yes.
You've been around the boys this year. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's your take on what's happening in the Washington Wolfpack circle?
From week 1, season 1 to now, significant rise. The mission has always been there, and it's all about the human condition. The content of character, the caliber of play, and in putting in the work in training.
Yeah.
Everybody buys in, win, lose, or draw. It's like they want to be able to do better. The players want to do better within themselves in order to be able to establish that chemistry and perform at optimum potential. From season 2 to now, I like where we are at from the personnel in game number 1. Yes, there were some opportunities that were missed. That's just a matter of breaking out the navel jelly, getting the rust out, sharpening the tools a little bit. Offensively, be more decisive. Be in the technicals. Know where you're at. Have that confidence, because that's where all the blood, sweat, and tears. That's all put on the training ground.
Yeah.
I didn't say the P word. I said the training ground, and it's paramount to have each part in the engine.
Yeah.
It has to be tight. It has to be right. And it all comes from mechanics, repetition, and execution.
Yeah.
Those 3 key components.
Yeah, no, and again, that's been the verbiage, I've been speaking the entire time, right? The W's are going to come if we execute and do our job. The most important thing is executing and doing your job, and there was many opportunities that we just didn't execute. And when you look back at the tape, or if you watch the film and you see the pieces that could have been executed, that ball game would have been out of hand.
In terms of the physical work that's applied on the training field, what exercises are being demonstrated and performed for the mental game? Because anything and everything you do, no matter what sport it is, the mental game is 90%. It's 90% of an athlete's success.
Yeah.
Yes, that 10%, it's a sliver. It's a big sliver, but you got to have the proper mindset.
Yeah.
In order to be able to get the job done and perform.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. And I mean, the short answer is we watch film every day. You go to training, you record training, and then you go to the film room. You look at what the film is, you diagnose it, you take notes, and then you go to training. You do a walkthrough period covering what you've seen in training. You cover what you're going to install or what you're going to work on or what you're going to cover. You run through that. Then you go through the drills, your indies and your one-on-ones and all the things that professional teams do. And then you go back to team and running and repping those scenarios. So now you have down and distance, hash marks, the scenarios that you're going to see in the game. Obviously that goes back from the film that you watch. You record that, then you go back to, you have dinner, you're watching film, you're breaking it down. All the mental aspects of where someone should be, and where the ball should be going. I mean, this is an offense that can be ran damn near blindfolded. You know where the guys are going when the plays are being called. You pre-snap, you post-snap, you find the jack, and you make a damn play. That's just part of the game. There is no ifs, ands, but there's only 8 guys on the field at 50 yards, 28 by 6 sideline to sideline. You know what's happening. There is no, well, coach. There ain't no, well, coach. It's go home.
Let's go on the flip side of the coin from the activity, from what's going on the field. And I know your focus is pretty well focused on what is happening in game, but the environment in the den at Angel of the Winds Arena.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, that was quite electric there out of the jump, and it's been a long time coming, but it's all been part of a process.
Again, that's the results of slow and steady winning the race. Again, a testament to our ownerships is sticking to what's true, and that's building something special. We knew we were going to do the right things, and that was building this for the fan base.
Yes.
In the first 2 years, we didn't have the fan base. We didn't have the winning record kind of deal. And even so, to not have those winning records, to have the fan base that we have is a true believer in the build of this business.
Yes.
And that's what, in our buy-in for our program and our guys is we're doing this for the fans. We are going to give them something to be proud of. That game, yes, we took the L, but it's nothing we can hang our hat on because we've grown exponentially.
Yes.
We can see special teams-wise the way that our kicker is driving the ball, finally able to hit the net. We're making field goals deep in the field. The defense rolling crazy, smothering people. The offense guys just running butt naked kind of deal. It's just a reminder that we are right there. I get tired of saying we're right there or hearing, hey, coach, you're right there. But knowing that because we're right there is where the breakthrough is about to happen. The Jack and the Beanstalk, that ground, that those roots, these players, man, they are so freaking special, man. We have some amazing people here, and our fans are going to be beyond happy that they have been riding with us the whole way through.
Now, when the next time you're at home, that will be in week number 4 against the Albany.
One.
That's it, against Albany,
The best in the game.
and they're the defending Arena Crown champions,
Yeah.
and that's going to be not just televised locally here on Fox 13 Plus. That would be KZJO TV, Xfinity 110, and if you are on another system, check your local listings, and also on Vice TV, our first of 4 Vice TV games this year.
Yeah, no, it's going to be outstanding, man. We're really, really, really excited about getting a little bit of payback on the defending champs. Coach Ware is an outstanding coach. He does amazing with his program. The product that he puts on the field is the standard of Arena Football 1, and we want to model that. We want to do what they're doing. They're winning games, they're winning playoffs, they're winning championships, and they have a great following. The Flock U University is great. Their people, like being in their arena is exceptional, and that's what we have to model, right? Follow the right cat or copy the right cat, and we continue to model them and follow them, and now it's our turn to give them a little bit of the big payback.
And the big payback,
And the
right?
den.
James Brown, that's
Hey.
it. You can't build a quality house without having a solid foundation. Sometimes you pick up little bits and pieces here and there from other teams and organizations when you're on the road, and then being able to incorporate and infuse and customize that, to mold it and shape it like a big ball of clay into something beautiful.
Yeah.
And that is what's been transpiring now into the 3rd season of this organization, this franchise, and the people in the community, and being stewards in the community.
Yeah.
Not just on the field, but off of it.
Yeah, again, this is my third year in the arena game as a coach, not as a player. And so, as a player, you have a different lens on, right? You just wait for training camp. You're training on, off season, and then they tell you what day you report. Then you go in, the hotel's already set up, or whatever housing, the meal plan set up, the gym is set up, and you just go in to do your job. You execute, you learn the plays, and that's a different lens. But then when you're the head coach, not just a position coach, the head coach, you got to have all those things in line. And so again, copying the right cat, Coach Ware has been in the game for a very long time, you know what I'm saying, and doing amazing things. So it'd be a fool not to model someone as great as Coach Ware and what he has built in Albany to be able to take those tidbits. Same thing with, Coach Walker, man. I absolutely admire that guy. Another Hall of Fame person, like Coach Arbet, we're going to go into Nashville. I know what kind of program they have put together and what they continue to put together. These are the greats. And so you model those pieces and then you add your little seasoning to it. And then that's when you start to develop who you are. And then you start to get into the conversation of being one of the greats.
And it all comes down 6 simple words: plan the work,
And
work the plan.
Absolutely.
Let's let's summarize on this week. It's definitely going to be some really strong work put in training. What are going to be the key points, the emphasis during this bye week?
I can have you answer that damn question.
Mm-hmm.
Execute. Get the guy the damn ball.
Yes, sir. You hit it on the head, my man. You hit it on the head. But let's
I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. Let's foreshadow a little bit
Yeah.
from your from your knowledge of what Nashville has on their roster. Who are going to be some players to be on the lookout for that you got to shut down?
Coach Arbet, he's one of the greatest coaches in the game. You know what I'm saying? It's him first, right? Because it all trickles down from him. They have some really dominant pieces on the outside. And of course their quarterback is a solid beast. It's my guy Kolka. Really admire that guy, just who he is as a person. He is a great man. Soon to be father coming up really, really, really soon. Congratulations to my guy on that.
Indeed.
And then I also know, with him, his brother, is in Albany, and
Right.
was player of the week kind of deal. So I know that there's going to be this kind of battle between brothers. And so Kolka is really going to want to come out, obviously, this week, showcase his skill set and his talent, to show his brother, like, hey, yo, this is me. Big
Look out,
dog.
I'm
Yeah,
coming.
Yeah, I'm here kind of deal. And then also, them playing us, is another one of those things, but then not taking away from their defensive side of the ball. Again, Arbet has put great coaches in place to make sure that all three facets of their game is solid. They have a great kicker. They're just fundamentally all the way around very sound. So it's not really just preparing for one player. It's preparing to play a solid 4 and or 5 quarters against one of the greatest teams that's in the AF1.
As we wrap things up on this Wednesday night, we look forward to the folks here in Everett, North Puget Sound region. Make the trek over here to Buzz Inn Steakhouse. We're located at 9910 Evergreen Way in South Everett. 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern time, and we'll get some fans in here and patrons, and take in the ambiance, the swag, and just having a good old time.
Yeah, no, they do it great over here at the Buzz Inn, man, with the watch parties. I mean, the fan base that's in here is absolutely incredible. You see everybody rocking the Wolfpack. The fans are great. The cooks are amazing. The drinks are outstanding. Like you just spoke on, the portion size, like you're going to get enough. It's a friendly environment. They got really big TVs. You see we're cool, and we got a fireplace by us. The lighting is beautiful. Like, this is just an outstanding place to be, 9910 Evergreen Way.
and 11 locations throughout Washington State for the Buzz Inn Steakhouse, 9 here in Snohomish County, 2 in eastern Washington over the Cascade Mountains, in Wenatchee, and in Ellensburg, just off Interstate 90. Well, it has been fun, but we got to run. We'll catch you next time around. Again, this is a bye week for the Wolfpack, and they'll return to play in 10 days' time from M&T Arena in Clarksville,
Yeah.
Tennessee, 20 miles from Nashville. But we'll be right back here next Wednesday and every Wednesday night throughout the season. Again, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on YouTube. Also, connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and X, Washington Wolfpack, and check out our website at WashingtonWolfpack.com for discount group tickets and single game tickets. For the head coach, J.R. Wells, the boss dog, I'm Jay Jensen, reminding you, as always, be good to you and yours. Be healthy. Be happy. By all means, please, do be safe out there every day and every way. Until next time, later, players.
Hey, now we hit the field like, all game like, let's go like, and it's all like, and it's all like, Wolfpack like. Champions on me. Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3. Champion. Go.